Human behavior is strange. People say they want honesty, but often react emotionally when they finally hear the truth. People say they want peace, yet constantly feed chaos through attention, comparison, and emotional attachment. And most people never realize how predictable human behavior truly is. Psychology facts show that human beings are deeply emotional creatures, pretending to be logical. Most decisions are not made through reason. They are made through fear, ego, desire, insecurity, or the need for validation. And once you begin understanding this, people start making a lot more sense. One of the most dangerous truths about human behavior is this: people rarely see reality objectively. They see reality emotionally. If someone dislikes you, they will interpret everything you do negatively. If someone admires you, they will ignore your flaws completely. That is why perception often matters more than truth. Another psychological fact: people reveal themselves most clearly when they gain power, attention, or emotional control over others. Pressure does not create character, it exposes it, and this explains why some people suddenly change once they feel superior, successful, or no longer afraid of losing you. Human beings also fear rejection far more than they admit. Many people stay silent, stay small, or stay in unhappy relationships simply because they fear abandonment. The need to belong controls more behavior than intelligence does. That is why people fake personalities, hide opinions, and seek approval from crowds they do not even respect. Psychology also shows that attention is addictive. Social media understood this perfectly. Every notification, every like, every message triggers dopamine inside the brain, and slowly, people become emotionally dependent on being noticed. This is why silence makes many people uncomfortable. Without distraction, they are finally left alone with their own thoughts, and for many people, that is terrifying. Another uncomfortable truth: people often project their own insecurities onto others. Insecure people criticize confidence. Dishonest people suspect betrayal. Everywhere, people who secretly dislike themselves often become obsessed with judging others. Human behavior is deeply reflective. What people attack in others often reveals what they fear within themselves. And perhaps one of the darkest truths about human behavior is this: most people do not want freedom. They want comfort, because freedom requires responsibility. It requires discipline, self-awareness, and painful honesty. Comfort requires none of those things. That is why people repeat toxic patterns, avoid difficult conversations, and continue habits they know are destroying them. The human brain always prefers familiar, pain over unfamiliar change, even when change could save them. Stoic wisdom understood this. Centuries ago, Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, meaning what you repeatedly think about eventually becomes your identity. This is why bitterness spreads, why negativity spreads, why fear spreads, and why the people around you shape your psychology more than you realize. Human behavior is contagious. Energy is contagious. Mindsets are contagious. Spend enough time around fear, and you become fearful. Spend enough time around chaos, and your mind loses peace. This is why protecting your environments, protecting your mind, and finally, perhaps the most important psychological fact about human behavior is this: people rarely change because they are told the truth. They change when pain forces them to. Most growth begins where comfort ends. Most wisdom arrives through suffering, and most people only understand life deeply after life breaks the illusion they were living inside. That is why pain changes people, not because pain is magical, but because pain forces awareness. So the next time you try to understand people, remember this: human behavior is driven less by logic and far more by emotion, fear, ego, desire, and the desperate need to feel significant. And once you understand that, you stop taking everything personally. You observe more carefully, you trust more selectively, and you finally begin seeing people for who they truly are.